Karl. Thanks for talking to us. FA Cup win, we like those.
Yeah, went out in after the first game last year, so it's nice to get a win and nice to score some goals. I thought it was going to be one of them days again when Greg Daniels has hit that thunderbolt against the bar, but we kept going, and I thought, with the chances created and stuff like that, I think it was a good performance, to be honest.
It's always difficult to assess it, isn't it, when you're playing a team that's from a lower league, because you kind of think, well, we should win this, but that's not always the case, is it?
No, I think it's important to keep your standards. When you are playing against teams from a division below, there's a chance that they might raise the game. But I thought we controlled the game really, really well and kept the ball well, which we want to do. I think lads have looked a bit nervous in the past few occasions, and we looked a lot more assured on the ball. And when we do that and move the ball quickly, we're going to cause anybody a problem.
I thought your team selection worked at half time. You must have been pleased.
Yeah, it's people talk about formations and this, that, and the other, and the pleasing point from today, we have in the past played a 4-3-3 system, and the front man's looked isolated, but I thought Andy Welsh and Wolfie's movement really was supportive of the lot. Say, look, it's not a lone front man because we plough people forward, but there was good depth to the attack. Not everybody ploughed forward at the one moment, and we caused them a lot of problems with our movement, which is really good and very pleasing to see.
I thought in the first half that the two players that did stand out, and I thought they all played well, was Andy Welsh for one, but I thought Greg Daniels had a terrific first half.
Yeah, he's playing in that whole position. He's very clever. Greg, he gets on it, and his first touch is exceptional. And I thought on another day, he would have got himself a goal. We keep banging on to him about making sure he shoots, because he gets himself into some great positions and sometimes holds on to it a little bit too long. But today he showed with that volley that he hit that he's taken that lesson on board, or the message on board, and like I say, long may it continue with him.
At the back, I thought they looked good defensively. They do give you a few problems, don't they, with the passing, and it's an interesting one, that, because if we hoof it, everybody complains, and then they play it out from the back, but they are prone to the odd kind of mistake, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a time and a place to be playing, and there's a time and a place where the ball needs to be cleared. It's a fine balance. We certainly won't be having a go at them for trying to keep possession and playing in through the thirds. But that decision making could be a little bit tighter. I just think that we need to really be fizzing things in if we're going to be playing out from the back. And sometimes when it's a dry day, and it's been a dry month, to be honest, and when you're playing on the pitch and it's quite a bit sticky, it makes it more difficult.
What does that performance tell you now for the next few games in our league? What kind of can you take from that?
It tells me that I've got a very strong squad of players. I turn around and look at the bench, and I've got Michael Norton, Jerome Wright, Connor Bauer, Matt Walwyn, and then up in the stand, we've got Craig Linfield, James Knowles, Joe Fox, Stephen Johnson. So it tells me that I've got a lot of headaches ahead, but they're good headaches. The players know me well enough now to know that I'll be selecting teams to win football matches for the good of the football club, and that's the way it is.
And when you say that, you mean teams specifically looking at the opponents and what's best for that particular game?
Yeah, Frickley could be a different case on Tuesday night, and with the scouting network that we've worked hard to get up in place, and the reports that we get back, we can look to be a little bit adaptable in our team selection, and making sure that everyone stays hungry and wants to be starting. There's going to be disappointment along the way because everybody wants to play. I can only select the 11 that I select, but like I say, the one thing that they all know is that the only reason that I'll be picking teams is for the good of the football club.
Well, you have shaken it up a bit. You brought Andy Welsh in. He had a good first half, we've already discussed. How did that come about?
It was through a lad called Danny Cadamatri, who used to play for Everton. He's good friends with Andy, and said he might be available. I didn't, to be honest, for one moment I didn't really think that we'd be able to secure his services, because obviously the levels that he's played at, and the attention that still people are, offering. They've been offering him deals, but he came to the game on Tuesday night. I've had a couple of chats with him over the phone, and I really like his mindset. It fits in with where I want to be, and where I want the team to go. And from the conversations, we've ended up, being able to strike up a deal, and I'm really excited by it. It will take him a little bit of time to settle in, because at the end of the day, the levels that he's been playing at are different to what he's playing at now. But I just think he showed a real good intelligence with his movement and his use of the ball. I don't think he gave the ball away once, and like you say, on another day could have had a couple of goals to boot. So really pleased for us, for the supporters, and for Andy as well, because after he came the other night, he was blown away by the atmosphere, and he's a United fan, which always helps, and a Mancunian that wants to help us achieve what we all want to achieve, which is obviously to take the club forward.
And sometimes the non-league thing actually does fit in with people, doesn't it? And then setting up for their new careers after playing the game full time, and sometimes it fits in, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course, but it's got to be the right club, and it's got to be the right person for any player, really. He's at a point where he probably could have stayed in the professional game, but he wants a fresh challenge, and FC United really fits in with the challenge that he's looking for.
Well, we've got Frickley on Tuesday night, so how do you plan for that? Will you see the players between now and then, or have you just had your words there?
No, we won't see them before then. We'll give them all the best advice for their recovery, and make sure that we're sharp, and we can transfer the goals that we scored tonight, and hopefully take them over to Frickley and come away with a positive result.
Yeah, because we just needed to score goals, didn't we? And we felt that today, if we get one, we'd be all right. It was like you said earlier, it was getting that first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I say, the disappointing thing is the one that if you asked Dave Brown if he had hair, he would be tearing it out, because he went absolutely ballistic when the goal went in.
Yeah,
whereas I'm a bit of a different mindset. Yes, we made a mistake, but it was a great finish, and everybody likes to see great goals, and it was good the way that our fans applauded the efforts of I think it was a number 9 who stuck in the top corner. So fair play to him to have that vision and execute it was really good.
Yeah, it was a complete disaster. I think it was Dave Birch who gave the ball away, but he just looked up, didn't he, and put it over, and it was a great way for the spectators. I'm saying now to finish the game, but I thought at the time Karl will be doing his nutty.
Yeah, I was, but you also appreciate good football,
and
that was a great piece of skill from the lad. So fair play to him.
Right, so round 2, great result today.
Yeah, we got Frickley, and then obviously there's a draw on Monday or whenever it is. So it'll be interesting to see who we pull out the hat.
Right, cheers. Thanks for talking to us.
Cheers. Thank you.
Good one today. Well done, mate.